All right, perfect. Hi, thanks for joining us today, Ando, to share your experience on working with JAVM Partners.
No worries, James. How are you, mate?
Doing very well, thank you. I thought it'd be a good idea just to kick things off and, have a little bit of an introduction of yourself and your career to date as well.
Finished high school in '93 and I went and did a degree in biological sciences. I worked with the local conservation authority for 10 years, and then we got into construction for 17. And 3.5 years ago, I stopped construction, needed a change of scenery and environment, and bought a gym in Osborne Park.
Bit of a change of careers, and tell
And a
us a
couple
little
of
bit
changes
about,
there.
yeah, tell us a little bit about what that's actually been like, buying and owning a gym and starting to run that.
Oh, look, I can devote, so all my energy now is devoted into my own business and putting work into something that will give me results and to learn and flourish a little bit. My wife's involved, and my daughter was involved at the start, but I've still got family that help out and love it. So it's an industry that I think promotes positivity, people coming here for results, and that's made my life a lot easier. Turning into a bit of a community feel, but at the same time, somewhere people can get some decent exercise in has been what it's all about. So, yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
exciting.
You're quite aware. Obviously, I've had the privilege of coming down to the gym a few times to help around and check it out. So it's definitely got that family feel with the whole family involved in the business. And I guess what would you say your role in the whole company is at this point?
So look, when I first started, it was pretty much learning every single process that's involved in the gym. My club manager was pregnant at the time, and she hadn't had a COVID injection, so she had to work from home. So I got to start at that front desk. I got to clean. I got to do all the administrational duties. And I think it was a good start in the business to see how it all worked. And as time went on and we started learning more, we started increasing business by venturing into, education, training, delving, looking around and opening our eyes and introducing systems from my past, but learning new things. I was able to get people into positions here that just eases up the pressure on myself to do a lot of the things, and just like be able to sit back and fill in a gap. So
Mm.
someone's sick, I can jump in there, can make decisions with the managers or whoever's doing things. So it's been a really good probably point now where I can tell you that I do spend a lot of time here, but I don't have to spend a lot of time here because I've got people helping out.
Yeah, I mean that's the goal of everything, right?
Yeah, Roger, mate. Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess before starting with our company JAVM Partners, what were your biggest burning problems that had your attention in the business at that point?
Oh, look, we had so many different systems here at Stadium Fitness. We had spreadsheets and softwares and websites, and we had to fill out, 4 or 5 different areas to be able to get results and reports taken out so we can review them.
Mm.
And then you ran also the risk of being predominantly casual based or part-time based with our staff. Like it was always a worry about like the other systems we got, are they right? Are people following up with any leads? Are people returning calls? It was always a battle with, have we got the right people? Is there enough people here? If I don't make the call, who's making the call? How do we like miss these opportunities? Or how do we know if we're missing opportunities, or how do we know if we're not missing opportunities? And that was really difficult for me because I put systems in, there were systems here already
Hmm.
to actually prevent the loss of a lot of the leads that came in, but it was very onerous and very difficult.
Yeah, completely understand. So, what would you say, I guess, the stage of the business Stadium Fitness was in before we engaged? Knowing that you had all those systems set up already, do you feel like you're in a particular stage that you needed help getting over, or it was just a matter of fact you didn't maybe know what you
I
didn't know?
No, look, I think we're at a point where our membership was increasing monthly from when we bought the business.
Mm.
And then after the 2 years in business, when we engaged JAVM Partners, we decided that because the volume of information coming in, because we dabbled in a bit of marketing, we dabbled with our website,
Mm.
we're making improvements, we're introducing people into the company. I think it was a point in time to say, let's get someone who knows what they're looking at and what they're doing. Let's simplify these processes, give them the keys, get in there, have a look at what we do, and come up with some suggestions, solutions, ideas that we can look at and follow through with. And that's where I think we were. We were at a high volume intake of leads, and the previous methods and systems we had, I think were outgrown by the amount of things coming through. So we needed someone to
Yep.
look at it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, makes sense. And, previously as well, when you had those challenges, what were things that you guys tried in-house, before having us help you out with those areas that maybe didn't work or maybe you saw some wins with?
Oh, look, like the thing was, you'd have a little win, and then everyone would sort of forget because even myself, when you're sitting at the front counter and you're doing that job, you're ringing people, you're saying hello, you lose track. Um, I think it was a point where, look, things got really started getting difficult. And you could see it, and you go, okay, educate everyone. Let's send a message out. Hey guys, we need to start doing this, and everyone will do that, and then something else will be missing, and go, well, like there's Facebook, and then there's the website, and then there's emails and phone calls, and you've got all these things coming in, and it's like, how do you follow all this up, and who's actually got their finger on the pulse? And I'm not saying anyone doesn't, but there's times where you're going to get distracted and you need something, some sort of system to help you. And I sort of noticed it when I would be sitting at filling in or working the front counter,
Mm.
how difficult it was and how difficult the job was for my team to do all that. So like it was a no-brainer to get to that point. It's okay, let's invest in some education and training and let's get some systems in place.
Yeah. So what would you say the main motivation was for you and the team to actually want to push that growth and achieve more in the business?
Look, I've got some goals that I want to grow this business, but I know like it's not only just this business. I mean, in terms of growing in locations,
Yeah.
I knew on the path of this business getting to a really good point. We had a great community and everything there. There was a there was a motivation in going, okay, let's get this whole system right here in Osborne Park. Once I'm happy with this system being right here, then we can go, okay, let's start looking at phase two of what I want to do with stadium fitness, and let's find something and let's do exactly the same thing. So once we get this system right here, we can replicate this across the board.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I guess if you had to put it down to a few things of, working with a much more robust system, what would you say the biggest impact has been, with working us as a partner together?
Look, you can't put a figure on time, but time for me, time for Cassie, my manager, time for all the staff
Yeah.
to do other items in this business is just massive. And on top of that, knowing that you've got increased memberships and people are joining and doing what they're doing, they don't even have to walk in the gym anymore. It's like they get a follow up, they get a, they get a message, they can join there and then it's done and dusted. And it's like it's just freed up time. So now we can concentrate on what are we going to do now. So the amount of time we saved with the system coming in, it's really, really difficult to put a finger on it, but I'm able to now have staff here during busy times just to be able to serve our customers and have more time for that than following a lot of things up.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And I guess the big benefit of giving you time back means you can focus on the high level activities because you got the right processes and systems in place to make sure that things are being optimized correctly.
Yeah, 100%. It's not only that either. It's also the peace of mind for me knowing that I don't have to jump in there, check and see if it's happening. And I don't think I was doing it before, but when I was doing what everyone was doing, I knew the pain in it. And now I've got that peace of mind. I've jumped in with the new system and I don't have to actually do anything anymore with it. Yeah,
Yep.
I feel like we can pursue the goals for the company and do the things we've always wanted to do. But it's given like the staff that, so I can, my peace of mind has been amazing in regards to all
Yeah,
that sort of stuff.
fantastic. Yeah, so is there any other, I guess, areas of your life that have improved by, us showing you guys and putting in the education in the business that have the right frameworks that have been able to free up this time for you?
Yeah, look, so increase in membership, an increase in time for my staff means I don't need to be here all the time. Although, as much as I like it, I love to be around the guys, but I'm in good hands. So I'm able to go spend some time with my family, and do the things I love to do outside the gym. And the staff will kick me out and say, you need to go fishing. I think it's time. And I say, yeah, I will do that. So I can actually go fishing and know that the systems and everything here are in place. And, 3 years ago, when I was doing that, I was always like, is anything happening? Who's doing it? What are we doing? It just felt like it feels like 20 years ago, but it was only 18 months ago that we were probably deep in doing so much work and follow up. It wasn't funny.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess what do you feel is the main reason why it has worked particularly well for your case?
Look, I think when we worked with you guys, you had all the solutions to our problems, and we were able to also bring our slant to what you were proposing. So we were able to working together and say, okay, this is what I think, and this is what I think. I'd like to tell my customers this, and I know that everything was automated, everything was clean, the website was sorted, everything was funneled to the right areas.
Hmm.
Um, like people had a system in place now that they could refer to and go, well, this is easy, this is what I need to do. All that sort of stuff just made life easy. So, it was just like pretty much a light bulb moment for the business that then opens your eyes to other parts of it. Okay, well, we need to concentrate. They've sorted all this out. What do we need to do now to get us to that next level? And I
Yeah.
could concentrate on buying machinery. I could start going around and networking and speaking to people and find other avenues and other services that we could work with.
Mm.
And the day-to-day running of this business is in tow and on check because it's like a great system that's, helped us get to this point now.
Yeah, fantastic. And I know there's been a lot of changes with your approach and building a much stronger, profound community with inside of the gym, which is absolutely amazing. I know you guys have some big, ambitious goals. So, what's really the future hold for, I guess, Stadium Fitness if we look in the next 12 months after our collaboration?
Look, I'd like to say we could replicate this business in another location, somewhere where I could bounce between the two. The processes and everything in place now is pretty much the blueprint for what we want to do, um, as a business to go somewhere else. I don't think there's much more we need to change here in
Mhm.
regards to that. Like a bigger facility is always nice, although we're not too badly sized. There's little tweaks like that, finding locations and start actually looking into other suburbs, other locations, looking at demographic, looking at what we've done here and see how we can do it somewhere else. And it's just going
Yeah.
to build us up for a stronger community feel once people start going there.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's a great goal to have, and I know you guys will do very far and go well in it.
Yep.
And as well, Ando, it'd be great to understand a little bit about, what your experience was, I guess, working experience with JAVM Partners, and as a business owner yourself, what was the most important element of that?
Look, I think JAVM Partners was open to ideas and getting our ideas and putting them down well, call it on paper or into a system. So
Mhm.
you guys were very like your communication was really, really good. We're able to refer to your works, what your progress was, how you're going about it. You're always contactable and approachable by a few of our staff to try and listen to what their pain points are because as the owner, you're not always on top of everything. So it's like, okay, you guys not only did you speak to me, you spoke to the manager, you speak to the receptionist, you speak to everybody. So you're actually getting an overview and you're able to report based on all our staff and all our pain points. Because what my pain point might be different to someone else. So to be able to get the team and you to dig in and like get over here, work out in the gym and have a look and see what was going on here then jumping on to our systems and having a look at all our systems and be able to actually spend the time to review that. And I understand how long it takes to do it. So the bulk of the work behind the scenes and understanding what you guys have done, and then to produce our ideas and your ideas and put them on paper was just like made life easy. It was a really good communication and good relationship, so to speak.
Thank you. And I guess for anyone that might be listening as well, how likely would you recommend JAVM Partners to someone? And I guess why should they act now if they are listening and maybe sitting on the fence whether or not they should reach out and have a conversation with us?
Look, when I was first introduced to you guys and I knew what I sort of needed to do, it was something that was not above my pay grade, but it was a total different industry that I'd never delved into, but I knew it was so important to my business. Now, I thought, this business needs to get a review. I brought my practices in, we've had the practices there, but to get someone with the experience and knowledge and know what the current trending or the current experiences you need to run a business and get that. You guys helped us do that. And like I'd do it again at a heartbeat, knowing that if I started a different business, it was totally different to here. Instead of waiting 2 years to go speak to someone like yourselves to help me progress, I'll do it early in the piece because it would have made my life a lot more easier. But sometimes you need to go through a bit of that to start learning until you get exposed to it. Because the industry's got a lot of people trying to help people. Who do you go to? Once you get referrals, once you find the right person through your own research, you can go, okay, look, I spoke to JAVM Partners and now they're helping me. And I'm going, after 3 months of working with you guys, and the benefits now from what I perceive as being a game changer for our business is like when people go, like, how'd you get started and how you going now? You guys put us into another dimension for our business. And I talk about you guys to this day, 12 months down the track, and say, these guys actually came in, looked at all our systems, and just made it so much easier for us. So, like I'd recommend JAVM Partners over and over again. And I think once people start hearing about what you guys provide, I think it's going to be like perfect for you to just even have a conversation with them. How open you are and how real you guys are is just makes life easier for the business owner.
Yeah, thank you. That means a lot coming from a good working relationship, and also, we've become good friends out of this as well, which is even more fantastic. But thank you, Ando. I appreciate you for jumping on and sharing a little bit about your experience with our company. And look, that's a wrap for today, and I'll speak to you very shortly. And take care from now, and we'll keep on going from there.
My pleasure, James. Thank you, man. Thanks for the interview. And yeah, you guys made my job easier. And speaking from the heart, it makes it easier too, man. Have a great day.
You too. Take care.
See you, dude. Bye.